up next, a UFC welterweight division matchup. All right, get out your 209 tattoos, folks. Here he is, the one, the only Nate Diaz, making the walk yet again. It's been a long time, but Nate Diaz is back tonight. He has put in all the right work. You know, few guys in this division work harder than Nate Diaz. It's good to see him back in the UFC.
And you notice it, John, right? The cardio. The cardio is one thing that stands out about Nate Diaz. He looks like he's just touching guys with all of his strikes, but the buildup from all the activity that he puts out usually will make his opponents wilt. And once he gets him to the ground, he's a jiu-jitsu black belt that can finish the fight with a number of submissions.
Yeah, he'll hit you with the open hand, too. He'll invoke that Stockton slap. You think we see that tonight?
Stockton slap, but it's just so disrespectful. What I love watching is so Nate Diaz.
Got to get you a Lafayette slap or something. Good to see Nate Diaz back here tonight, one of the biggest fan bases in the world, and they are all watching the pride of Stockton, California here tonight. All right, so here he is, one of the better offensive takedown guys we have in the UFC, DC, and if anyone is well-equipped to speak to this, it is you. The opponent knows what's coming. At least to this point in the UFC, no one's been able to stop him.
He just has to keep him away, because the moment this guy gets close enough to either grab a leg or make body contact, now you're in trouble. He has a knowledge and an understanding of position from a lifetime of just all grappling, judo, wrestling, sambo. He does it all, and he has just so many ways to get you to the floor. This guy once told me that if he can get your leg, he's going to finish. Because he's going to give you so many things to think about, you will not be able to process and keep up with him, and eventually you're on the mat. It's unbelievable to watch him apply that knowledge to the mixed martial arts fights.
And as the wrestlers say, this is not a guy you want anywhere near your bracket.
No, you don't want him in the bracket.
Our tale of the tape for this welterweight fight. Diaz is 9 years the elder. He will have a 1-inch reach advantage. To get us started,
ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And when the action begins, our referee in charge of the Octagon, Dan Mergliata. And now, this is the moment UFC fans around the world have been waiting for. Live from the sold-out T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's time! 5 rounds in the UFC welterweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a jiu-jitsu fighter holding a professional record of 21 wins, 13 losses. He stands 6 feet tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Stockton, California, USA. Ladies and gentlemen, he is an Ultimate Fighter season winner, Nate Diaz. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, holding a professional record of 11 wins, no losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, weighing in at 170 pounds. Fighting out of Stockholm, Sweden, Khamzat Chimaev.
All right, commit to the rules of the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times, protect yourself at all times. I want a nice, clean, safe fight. Touch gloves, back your corners, not fight.
You ready? You ready?
All right, so here we go. The weight and the height gives way to the action right here on one side. Maybe the division's most well-rounded fighter, taking on arguably the biggest submission threat in this division.
Because he's such a great submission grappler, I believe that this is the most dangerous fight for him in the division.
Wow.
He needs to maintain his space, stay away from this guy at all costs, and force him to stand up with him.
And he landed the right hand there. Got the single collar tie. So there's that takedown defense on full display yet again. It's held up for him.
He does a fantastic job of squaring up his hips, getting his legs back.
All right, so now we are on the ground. Now he is in his wheelhouse. We'll see if he can get one of his submissions to pop here tonight. Oh, he's got the knee on the belly. Could be trouble defensively. Diaz's eyebrow was cut on that shot. He is starting to bleed here. All right, so he's sort of turtled up here. Not great body language. Perhaps he's trying to bait him in a little bit. Well, anytime you are in a ground fighting situation with this fighter, you're potentially playing with fire.
Keep that ground position.
Now he's attacking the triangle.
Triangle looks pretty tight, DC. I'm no Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, but maybe not good here.
No, it looks like it's getting in deep. Watch triangle, watch triangle. Needs to push the arm to the side. Get his head against the mat. Now watch as he goes to the finish. Watch.
And this might just be a matter of time. Oh, and he chokes him to sleep with the arm triangle. Again, pick your poison on the ground with this guy.
All that pressure on the side of your neck. I don't know the artery, John. I'm pretty sure you might. You get all that pressure on that artery, and it pushes you to sleep. What is it?
I think it's the carotid artery, and a lot of fighters say they've got a pretty good feel for it. He certainly did there.
That's why you got to have friends that are like encyclopedias. John Ennick's my encyclopedia.
My God. All right, let's take a look back at the replay as he gets it done by submission tonight, champ.
Just watch how slowly he approaches the submission, though. He never rushes. He takes his time, but it's his trickiness. It's his ability to trick people into going to the floor with him that puts them in danger and finishing fights.
So there he is, your winner by submission tonight, and that is how you put the rest of the division on notice. A huge result for him here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Bergliata has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 45 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by submission, Khamzat Chimaev!
Well, the celebration is on in his corner, and hard to blame these guys, sort of waiting to exhale, get a huge win tonight, and not just the win, but they get it by submission.
They knew what they had in front of them. They knew how tough a competitor his opponent was, but they also knew that if they could get this fight to the ground, they could find a submission. They found a submission. He got his hand raised in the way that he loves the most.